Yo. What is up? What is up? What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I understand I haven't streamed in a bit. There is reason for that. Actually, there's no reason for it. I've just been really busy. That's why I haven't really streamed. And as we get close to the draft, I will be streaming a lot more. There's a lot to dive into, comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, what they've been doing. The Eagles have been pretty quiet the past couple weeks. I feel like they're cooking something up, whether it's a trade up, a trade back, something, acquiring a player. It could be one of many different type of things. If you guys didn't, I was on Mitch Kofsky's channel yesterday, middle of the afternoon yesterday, with a bunch of guys to talk about the draft and obviously talking about the players that we want. And, I had to throw some Bijan Robinson in there and kind of show off a little bit. But, I've been really open to other things as well. With all the new news with Jalen Carter now, and now with going to have a pre-draft visit with the Seahawks, a pre-draft visit with the Raiders. Now making it really tough. I'm not saying that just because they bring them in, it's going to, that they're going to pick them. You got to remember, even with the Seahawks as well, they signed I had his name on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. That defensive tackle from the Broncos, they signed to big money. Would they actually double dip and get another defensive tackle in the draft? News around the league is that the Eagles have a lot of interest in Jalen Carter, a lot of interest coming into this whole entire thing. And I think a lot of it's smoke. I think there's a lot of different things going on. Like I said, usually when you hear something too much, even you hear about Jalen Carter to the Eagles too much, and that's been like the trend. I try not to believe the trend too much. That's just the way it is sometimes. The Raiders said they had no interest in Jalen Carter, and all of a sudden they're going to have a pre-draft. You know what I mean? It's just, since Jalen Carter's not going to have a visit outside the top 10, we all knew that. So the Bears have interest. Eagles have a lot of interest, obviously, with having the Kobe Dean and Jordan Davis here. Should be interesting. We heard about Jalen Hurts' contract. It's rumored to be a 7-year deal worth $345 million. And a lot of it's incentives. We know this. Cap-friendly deal. The rumor is it's supposed to be a cap-friendly deal where the Eagles can move money around every single year to create more cap space. So I have nothing against that at all whatsoever. I think the negotiations have been really going well. I think the negotiations have been doing pretty good. Really haven't had an issue with negotiations. I think Hurts doesn't. There's quarterbacks that want to cripple this team, and there's quarterbacks that really want to. He wants to win championships, and how are you going to do that? You don't want to cripple, this team in cap. And obviously we're going to be affected by it every year, but Howie Roseman's always going to move the contract, move the money around. And I think that's great. I mean, just think of it. Next year, you have 11, 12 draft picks next year, potentially 4 comp picks, plus who knows what they could do. You know what I mean? There's 4 or 5 players that the Eagles can restructure next year. So, the Eagles could free up a lot of cap space next year. God, no, on top of those draft picks. You know what I mean? So the Eagles could do a lot of different things even going into next year, next year's draft. And remember, you guys, we have that extra second round pick from that Saints trade. So that's another thing we got to think about, So besides me blabbing my mouth too much, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody that can forgive me for not streaming every damn day. I've just been really busy, unfortunately. So what's going on, AO? What's going on, Andrew? Got Suo Blaze. What's going on? We got Berto. We got Chris Scott. What's going on, dude? I feel a lot better. We got Frank. We got Dre Diesel. What's going on, dude? Nina, what's going on, Nina? We got Twiz. What's going on? We got Rock the Artist. What's going on? We got Rylan. What's going on, dude? Says Shakes, trade for Devin White and draft Bijan. Let's go. Look, I have no issue with getting Devin White. The issue I have with that whole entire thing right now is that fifth-year option. And there's no way the Eagles are paying that. That's when I looked over everything, I was like, well, $11.7 million, whatever it was, that fifth-year option they picked up for 11. I mean, that's a lot of money for a guy that they really didn't. I don't know. I felt like they didn't do too much with Devin White as his years went on. Not the best in his pass coverage. He's okay. I think in the right system, he'll play really well. But it wouldn't be a bad piece to add. I think he would play very well here. I think it would get nice. I mean, that'd be your third guy as of right now. Let's see if maybe Nicholas Morrow and Devin White would be in competition maybe for that outside spot. It really depends. Like this could be a base 3-4. This is disguising coverages. This type defense is almost like Gannon's, but I think, Sean Desai will actually do the right thing and actually make it work. You know what I mean? So we'll see. That fifth-year option bothers me. If they can pay like $5-6 million of that contract, give us him for the year and maybe give up a fourth round pick next year comp-wise, I think that's really fair. I'm not giving any picks this year. I'm not giving them a third. I'm not giving them nothing else. I'm giving them like a fourth rounder next year. Like, no joke. That's all I'm doing. I mean, that's it. Yo, Robert, what's going on, dude? Gentleman of Culture, what's going on, man? Fifth Dames, what up, Joey? I hope you're good. Do you think Eagles will make a big move trade at the draft to maybe get Anderson? Bijan would be a great pickup in a Gainwell could have a breakout season. As of right now, I don't. A big move isn't how much they can move up. I mean, I can see them moving up from like 6 to 8, but that's like as far as I think they're going to go. Like, I don't think they're going to move up any more than that. And if you move in front of, the Cards are, we don't know if the Cards are going to trade back that pick at 3. Will Anderson could move down a little bit if the Cards actually trade back because there's a lot of teams that want quarterbacks. I think the Raiders want a quarterback. The Titans want to move up for a quarterback. The Patriots look like they're trying to move up for a quarterback with, Mac Jones looks like he's going to be out the door really soon. I think, yeah, you can. And look, if you draft and like if I'm drafting past Seattle to get Jalen Carter, I'm not even getting Jalen Carter at that point. Like if you're drafting past 5, you're getting Will Anderson. Like that's what I'm probably going to try and get at that point. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Like I think Bijan would be great for us. Like I feel like it's going to change your offense. I feel like it's for the next 4 years. I don't care about an extension. I'm looking at this window for the next few years. That's what I'm looking at right now. And with the possibilities of Howie Roseman moving this Jalen Hurts contract around every single year, this contract for Jalen Hurts, like I said before, it's rumored to be a 7-year deal worth $345 million. Okay. So it's going to be a Mahomes type contract where they're always going to save a lot of money every single year. And Hurts is going to agree to say, hey, just move the money around, whatever you could possibly do to help this team. I'm here for it. Not to strangle this team, with the cap hit or whatnot. So, I think Gainwell's going to have a big year too. I think, obviously Rashad Penny's going to stay healthy, but Gainwell had a strong year last year. I think the Eagles really like Kenneth Gainwell a lot. I just don't think that they think he's the premier guy. I don't think the Eagles are comfortable with this running back situation. I've been saying this for a long time. There's no way you sign a Rashad Penny for $600,000, cheap as hell, pretty much free, but only played 5 games last year. And like I said, do I trust him saying bringing Bijan in is only going to protect your quarterback more, where it's not going to have, run designs with Jalen Hurts and getting hit 20 million times. It's going to help. It's going to help I am willing to take Bijan for him to get less snaps this year in a rotation just for this year. Who cares? If it's going to keep Rashad Penny healthy by adding Bijan, why wouldn't I make this move? Why wouldn't I make this move? So I just feel like it's it, man. I feel like this is the move to make. Like, I feel like with your offense still intact, I want to put more points up on the board this year. I'm sorry, guys, but your defense, I don't care if they add 2 players in the first round. It don't matter, because Sean Desai needs to be creative. Sean Desai needs to be really creative. This is the year where we need to put up points in this offense. And I'm sorry, but Miles Sanders was a fucking no-show in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, but he was horrible. Miles Sanders didn't do a damn thing in that Super Bowl. Especially after they threw that suicide pass to him, and he had enough time. He caught it and then lost the ball, where thank God it wasn't a fumble. That really annoyed me. Miles Sanders just annoyed me on a lot of plays. He had a great year last year, but shit like that just annoys me with running backs. I felt like he was, he played scared on that play a little bit, but I get it. He was going to get hit, but man, this is a Super Bowl, bro. Who gives, what I mean? A lot more has got to happen. They need to utilize a running back a lot better on this team. And I don't think Nick has really liked Miles Sanders as much as everyone thinks he does. I think he's like those running backs like Kennedy Brooks, Trey Sermon, guys that are over 5'11", 209, 210 plus pounds. And, they tried trading for Christian McCaffrey last year. They tried acquiring Christian McCaffrey in the draft and moving up at the 14th overall pick, whatever it was. There's a lot that goes into it, man. I feel like having a running back like that helps in so many ways. It helps your whole entire running back group. It helps, and I'm fine with keeping more tread on Bijan for his first year here. I'm fine with keeping more tread on him. I have no issue with keeping more tread on him. You know what I mean? At least for his first year, who gives a shit? Why? You know what I mean? And if someone gets hurt, you give him more snaps. It's a win-win for the Eagles regardless in that situation. You know what I mean? So I'm not making a big deal out of it, but Miles Sanders wasn't the best running back we've ever had. He wasn't that special as everyone thought he was. He was good, but yeah, I mean, it just wasn't expectation-wise. He could have been a lot better, and I think he could have been utilized a lot better, and that's on Nick, but Miles was hurt 2-3 times in 21. And Doug utilized him better at the end of the day. Simple as that. I think Miles used to dance way too much. I think he was definitely affordable to bring back at $6 million a year, but fucking Eagles weren't going to do that. They weren't going to do that. Gainwell, they started using Gainwell more in red zone. Remember, they used to talk, why are they putting Gainwell in? Why are they? Because they trusted him more, because they would trust him more on being that receiving back. And Kenneth Gainwell doesn't have some special running skill set. I think he's good in open space. I think he gets yak yards. I think he's got some tools in his tool bag when he's making those moves. I think he's great. I think he's really good. For a 5th round pick, he's pretty damn good for a 5th round pick out of Memphis. So, but sorry, I rant a lot. So Phil Milligan says, Joey, I got great seats for Phil's Astros 2 weeks during draft weekend. I need a new sign to follow up my Howie sign. Any ideas? I'd have to think about that, man. I don't know. Are you just trying to get attention from the Phillies, in general, or just anything in general? Frank Pop, I hope you have a good time though. Frank said the deal would be shitty. We have to score more points to save QB and other running backs. I just feel like people think we're going to add all these bodies this year and we're going to draft 2 defensive guys in the first round. Drafting 2, I don't want to be paper champs this year. I don't want to be we look good on paper, but the coaching sucks. I don't want to get into that whole thing, Ron said the Miles Sanders third and short, he couldn't convert and on a Super Bowl really pissed me off. Made me realize. Yeah, I just no, I Miles Sanders on those big moments, I just didn't trust him. That Super Bowl really bothered me with Miles. Yeah, the third and short. I totally forgot. Actually, thank you for bringing it up, Ron, because I totally forgot about that third and short. And then that pass, that little screen pass they threw to him, whatever, and he like caught it and just lost the ball. Thank God they didn't count that as a fumble, because I mean that'd be another easy scoop and score freaking touchdown. So I get it. Expected Gibbs as third. I don't think the Eagles are going to have any interest in Gibbs at all, because he's like a Miles Sanders type back. And when I say Miles Sanders type back, he's a little bit smaller. And honestly, if they drafted Gibbs, I would absolutely love it. I think they would be really dangerous with him. I don't think they have interest in him. I think they want that ground for pound, elusive, pass catching bruiser back. And I don't think Gibbs is that. Gibbs is everything else. But like I said, they're looking for a certain size in running backs. And I think it's going to be Bijan Robinson. So we'll see. Khalil says, rather Miles Murphy over Van Ness, but I want Will, Jalen, Bijan. Yeah, no, Miles Murphy is a huge trade, but I would definitely want Miles Murphy. I would take Miles Murphy, Will McDonald. I'd probably take Adebawore. I'd probably take him over Van. I'm not a big fan of Van Ness because he was a situational guy. Like, he was a situational lineman like that. I don't know. Like, his stats are great. I think he's got high ceiling, but I'm not drafting a guy for high ceiling. I'm drafting a guy for I'm drafting a blue chip player. I'm drafting a guy that's going to start day one. That's what I'm drafting. That's why, like, I don't mind taking offensive line at 10, but I won't be really happy about it. I'll understand why, but I won't be happy about it. Like, if Skoronski gets drafted at 10, you got to start him. You're going to have to redshirt Juergens for another year. If you draft Skoronski, you're going to have to kick him at guard, because I don't think he's going to last in the league as a tackle. So a lot going on there. Jade says, yo, Joey, and the rest of the Birds family, I'm late. Nah, you're dude. And sometimes the notifications for live streams like come up really late for people, even after the stream has started. So trust me, it's not on you. It's not on you. So the Eagles, Miles Murphy came in on a pre-draft visit. Dorian what's his name? Dorian Robinson, whatever his name is, that quarterback from UCLA. I actually like him a lot. Obviously not a pure pocket passer, but his athleticism is great. They could draft him in the 7th round. I'd be pretty happy about it. And then kind of put himself against Ian Book. This way they have 3 quarterbacks that can run the RPOs, read option. I wouldn't mind him at all. There's a lot of good things to take out of it. So, yo, GG, what's going on, dude? And guys, yes, make sure you do join the official Discord of the channel. If you guys haven't, definitely join up. Chris says, no running back had better numbers than Bijan. So you're wrong. It wasn't even close. Here we go. Here comes the fight. Mayor says, Joe, you've seen the wideout I sent you on Twitter. What do you think? I like him a lot, dude. I like him. Like you said, he looks like, what's his face? Oh yeah, he looked really good. Pinpoints the ball really well. Bit of speed. I'm interested to see if they actually draft a receiver mid-round this year. I'm actually to see if they would actually do it. I don't know. But I think the most shocked thing that could happen is if they actually drafted another, like, a number 1 receiver, like at least a first-round pick receiver again. They've already hit on it so many times, so we'll see. Jason, blessed and stressed. Get on the white side. I saw an article today, a dairy of Kansas that made a flavor of milk called Eagles Tears, a taste like cheesecake. Yeah, I saw that today, dude. Like, I don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. It doesn't bother me that much. I really don't even care. Who's complaining about? Who's really complaining? You want to talk about a complaining team? That's the damn 49ers. If the 49ers beat us and went to the Super Bowl and lost against KC, I could get that. But I thought these players were really, humble. They were straightforward with everything. Like Hassan Reddick's like, yeah, the field was a mess, and at least these guys are truthful and they don't carry the baggage for weeks and they're going to talk about it for weeks. We should have won. We should have, they took the loss and they moved on and that was it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how it freaking went down, dude. That's how it went down. Hold on a second. I'm just saving this real quick. Yes. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a really good day. Really good day. Let's see. Aaron says Charbonnet should be there at the end of the second. I think he'd be a better fit than Gibbs. Bijan doesn't work. He'll straight up run over half his tackles that Cowgirls specialize in. I really like Zach Charbonnet. I think he will be a late second rounder. He could move to third, but I think he will be. I think he's one. I think when it comes to like the mid round or like early running backs, I think he's one of those guys. I think he's definitely one of those guys that definitely will get a shot to. I think he's more NFL pro ready, especially when you talk about other than Gibbs, Bijan, some of these other guys. I think Charbonnet is going to be a really good bulldozer on a rotation. I think it's going to be really great. So, yeah, Mayor AJ Green. Yeah, he looks really good, dude. Looks really good. I'm not even just mid rounds. Even if they add another receiver, like maybe the undrafted free agent pool as well after the draft to see who they bring in. So that one should be really interesting. So we'll see what happens. AO says, I just can't get on board drafting a tackle to play guard in the first when there are a bunch of other players later down the road. Voorhees is projected in the fifth. We could easily trade up to get a. So what you're talking about? Is that the guy that's hurt? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not trying to get a. I mean, I don't know. I think the Eagles are going to. I think the Eagles are going to draft. I think the Eagles are definitely going to draft a lineman within the first 3 picks. I'd be shocked if the Eagles don't take an offensive lineman with the first 3 picks. I'd be shocked. If they don't take an offensive line in the second round, I'd probably be a little surprised, to be honest. They've done it. They've done it a couple times already. I mean, first round, yeah, maybe they don't, but it could be could be something. But we'll see. We got a super sticker from Tracy Hill. Thank you for the super sticker. That's awesome. I wish people would use super stickers more often because I think they're really cool. Really, really cool. But thank you so much for that super sticker very much, man. Very much appreciate it. Very much. AO says, Shakes, you look like John Mingo yet? Out of Ole Miss? No, I have not. I still got a lot of guys to go over. And probably by the time the draft comes, like, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody between some of the, obviously it's a 3rd round grade, the 5th round grade prospects. It's just I can't get through all of it. I do have 2 jobs. I work another job and, I'm very busy. So I try to get through as much as possible. Obviously, I have the memberships where I go over a lot more of the draft stuff. And, I look at a lot of tape on my own time, and then I just do the draft highlight reactions just for entertainment for you guys. So make sure you click that pinned comment for the lowest membership tier for $2. Just grab one for the month, and you get all those draft videos in the pinned comment above. So definitely check it out. Ryan says, really want Mazzy in that too. Robert says, Howie did make a couple late offseason moves last year with Bradbury becoming available. And the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trades. The CJ trade, sorry. So maybe Byard is cut after the draft or something else happens later. I don't know, man. Like Byard still hasn't nothing's happened yet. I mean, he's supposed to take a pay cut and they haven't done nothing yet. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they go after safety. I don't think that they've already hit on it 2 times already. I think they either go into the draft in the late rounds, mid rounds, whatever, if they can get some picks back, or they go into the undrafted free agent pool to add more bodies. You have the guy they got from the guy that was drafted in the second round by Tampa. The guy that's hurt every single year they brought in as a veteran. What's his name? Justin. Oh my God. Oh, they got Terrell Edmonds. They brought in that Justin. I forgot his name. So I don't really think they hit on that position as much as I think they're going to. So we'll see. How am I forgetting is Justin Evans? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dre and that's Andrew, Jaden, all you guys. Yeah, Justin Evans has been hurt like every single year. Like I just every single year he's been hurt like bad. You know, it's like he hasn't really had a good. He could play safety and nickel corner, which is good, but you know. Andrew Amon says, take O-line with the 7th rounders. That's where they got Jordan and they have plenty of serviceable guards around the area like TJ Baez from Oregon. Yeah, dude, like I don't know if you're going to be like, oh, well, they took a guy that played rugby. I think it's much easier. I don't know. Everyone thinks that because if someone has never played American football before, or at least NFL football before, that it's easy just to mold a guy like that into the league. I think it's much easier to mold a guy to whatever you want him to in the NFL, especially since Jordan Mailata played rugby. When you take a guy that's playing right tackle his whole career and you want to make him a left tackle, it's not easy. I think Stoutland had free reign to really Stoutland had a lot of free reign to mold Mailata into whatever he wanted him to be. And I'm not trying to draft an extra lineman, sure, but the lineman in the 7th round or late, I'm not looking for that. So Chris says the crazy thing people are saying is you don't take a running back at 10. What if we draft Bijan and we win 2 Super Bowls the next 5 years? He's the worst. Dude, it's you don't take a running back top 10 because all these teams suck. They all suck. They have bad rosters, bad coaching. A top 10 team is a bad team. We just have a really good GM. This is the difference I'm saying here, guys. Like, the Eagles are the best team in the top 10. This team is coming off the Super Bowl. The offense is still intact. You got 11, 12 free agents on your defense. I think Howie Roseman has done a pretty good job so far on getting a lot of guys, retaining a lot of guys. We really weren't even looking at new faces coming to this team. All we were kind of looking for defensively was retaining players. We didn't care about really any new faces besides when you get into the draft and stuff like that. But, dude, it's not – when Barkley got drafted to the Giants, horrible team. He had a good rookie year, and he hasn't had a good year since before, obviously, last year. You know, like Ezekiel Elliott, like, look what they do. Look when the Cowboys drafted Zeke. Like, look what happened. They ran the fucking shit out of him, okay? Ran the crap out of him. He was a monster. With that offensive line and Dak with those RPOs, and when they actually use Dak more of a runner, it was really dangerous. They don't do that as much anymore. They really don't. Unless it changes with Mike McCarthy calling plays this year. But you don't do that because, but the Cowboys had their chance. They statistically wise with some of the players that they had, they've had multiple years where they could have, they could have had a year. And they couldn't get it done. So the price you pay is running down your running back for all these years and, getting really nothing back for it. Take advantage of the rotation you have. Put Boston Scott full time on kick returns. Bijan comes in. You protect your quarterback so much more with having Bijan. But at the same time, like, Hurts isn't going to get hit as much with Bijan in the backfield. And Penny might stay healthy the whole year on a nice rotation with the rest of these guys. I'm perfectly fine with giving Bijan less snaps just for this year because of the players you have in the rotation. Why not use all these guys to your disposal? You know what I mean? That's how I kind of think of it. It's just kind of crazy, man. I don't know. People look, I respect anybody that doesn't agree with me, thinks I'm a clown, thinks I'm an idiot, because most people unsubscribe from me in the offseason because they don't like what I say about players. And I get it. I totally get it. And people are like, I say Bijan's name, people want to, grab a sledgehammer and hit over their face with it. I get it. It's annoying. But at least I'm not playing the neutral game where I'm afraid to say, at least I could say to you guys, this is the guy I want, and I could take the heat for it, than just be like act neutral or, act neutral and kind of decide, I'm afraid to say this player because people are going to be mad at me if I say this player. Like that's where I kind of get into this whole thing with that. Simple as that. Nell says, would trading up for Anderson be crazy or not? Yeah, I mean, I just don't think they do it. I think you have to give up some picks. You might have to give up that extra second round. I don't know what it's going to take to trade up to like 3 or 5, or at least not in front of 5, at least inside the top 5. I mean, you got to be inside the top 5. If the Cards ain't getting him at 3, then maybe you have a chance at 4. I don't know, but we'll see. Jade says, hey, Joey, saw your highlight vid. Props, bro. You played with a lot of heart, and I could tell you knew where to be and handled it. You absolutely ruined a couple of guys. The highlight vid of me in the state game? Yeah, dude, like those were the best times. I have so much more tape at home that I could play and record. I have so much more tape from high school. It's because I played left tackle. I played left tackle, defensive tackle. Well, I played left tackle, then I played defense. Then on defense, I played defensive end, and I switched back. I switched to DT because I hated defensive end. Plus, we weren't in a 3-point stance at defensive end, which I couldn't stand, so I hated it already. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people have seen that video. That video is old. Tracy Hill says, Joey, hey Joey, love the content. What are the odds of trading that 10th round for a stud corner like Devin White? Some surprise the AJ Brown trade nobody saw coming. Well, Devin White's a linebacker, not a corner. You're not trading that 10th pick for a player. It's not happening. Like, it would have to be if you're trading a 10th overall pick for a player, it would have to be like, I don't know. It would have to be some young stud that's going to really turn our offense or defense around, like somebody at young age. Like that's what I take out of it. That's what I'm getting out of it. Tommy says, I just don't get why fans are saying we should draft Sharonski over Bijan. I say we need O-line depth, but it's not justifiable because Bijan would be more impactful to take spread. Yeah, it's totally true. It's totally true. That's how I think of it. I think adding Bijan not only just helps your run game, because of the skill set of Bijan, but Hurts is going to have a lot more rest on his legs and won't have to maybe run as much. Maybe there won't be as much design runs. Like that Bears game really freaking pissed me off because I knew he was going to get hurt in that game. As soon as they kept going, and then that one hit he took, fell on the ground, and he stayed on the ground. And they told Malai's like, get me the fuck up. Like, get me the fuck up. Mulata's like, are you okay? He's like, get me the fuck up. Pick me up now. Fly High says, where can I watch Joey's highlights? I don't even know what the video's called. I only have like 2 plays on there. It's an old video. Like, it's an old video from like years ago. I actually talked before it's an old video. Joe says, how are you doing, Joey? I want Bijan. He's a generational player. You should be able to have your opinion with other people hang on your opinion. It is what it is. I don't care. I don't give a shit about anybody. Like, trust me, the only time I hear about people disagreeing with me is when like people message me about it. I'm just like, dude, like, I don't care. I don't care. I can get exposed for anything. It don't matter. I'm right. I'm wrong. And most of the time I'm wrong. So Yeet says Howie is not going after D. White unless we absolutely rob them. TJ was better than D. White in coverage last year, wants less money. Why would Howie go after? Why play worse? Yeah, his pass coverage hasn't been great from his PFF records. Statistically, they're not looking good. Now I don't know if he's more of a role-playing guy now. Why he wants to leave Tampa is probably just because they're rebuilding. He wants to go, he's only 25, but as a role-playing guy, I wouldn't mind having him as a, maybe he competes with Nicholas Morrow, for that number 2 spot. I don't think it really matters. I think they will all play regardless on the 3-4 base and getting more linebackers in coverage, which I don't think I think Devin White's an okay balance, but I don't think he's the best at his coverage either. But if you get somewhat of a pass rush, who knows what these linebackers could look like too. So I don't know. Not for $11.7 million. I'm not. That's what it is, you know. The 5th-year option really bothers me. But if I'm giving up a pick for Devin White, it's going to be like a 4th rounder. I mean, that's the most. That's really the most I would really go at. I mean, that's the most I would really do, to be honest. I really wouldn't do any more. I really, really, really wouldn't do any more than that. I really wouldn't. Ron says Saquon reportedly not signing the franchise tag anymore. You hear about? Yeah, that's really weird. I read that today, so I don't get it. So they franchise. So they weren't. Here's what I don't get. What I don't get is, did they not agree? Did they not agree on a franchise tag? That's what I'm trying to figure out, you know? If you guys haven't either, I want to just say this real quick. We have, I don't know if anybody knows that we have the Philly Shakedown merch. Definitely check out the Philly Shakedown merch. We've sold a lot of hats. Pre-orders are still out, guys, for the Philly Shakedown merch, so definitely check it out. The link is in the live chat for the pre-orders and the description as well. For t-shirts, hats, there's a trucker hat, an embroidered hat, a t-shirt. My hat should be here by today, between today and Friday. Hopefully I get it today. So that's why Philly got his hat overnight. He asked me if I want to get my hat overnight shipping. I was like, no, just send it to me regular. I don't need it right now. Danny says, Joey, what would you think of this Bijan 10? Osiris Torrance at 30. I'll run stuffing machine in the 2nd round. 3rd round, Brian Battle. I honestly, you mean you talking about Jordan Battle? I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. Osiris Torrance isn't bad, but the thing is, he's got to start. Like Osiris Torrance would start like day one. He's good. Like you're not redshirting Osiris Torrance if you draft him at 30. There's no way. There's no way. Joseph, that's why I love your channel, because you're real. Hey, you got to be real. If you're not, if you have a different persona on YouTube, or you act a certain way, it's just not real to me. So we'll see. Beast Mode 7 says, I'm a Steelers fan, but I hope to see Jalen Hurts take the next step. I hope to see both of the Pennsylvania teams Super Bowl before I die. Hey, you never know, man. You never know. You know, I like Kenny Pickett is striving to become something great, and I hope he does. I think he's got a good arm. You know, I think they got some stuff to work on, but it's a team that's I think their wide receivers are great. I think Pickens is just amazing. My God, Pickens is just a friggin' beast. So definitely good luck to you, man. Yeah, you'll get it. It's coming. He's sending them out. He's sending them out this week. So you'll probably have it either by the end. You'll probably have it by early next week or next week probably. So you'll have it. Jay says, I think Saquon thought he was there was a chance he might get Aaron Rodgers. Mike Sam says, I was all in on the safety in the 2nd, but recently started looking about I think he could be a big improvement over Quez. Yeah, we'll see what they do. Like I like Marvin Mims from Oklahoma, and I think Mayor Slime showed me another guy today, which I actually really liked a lot. So should be interesting. Rob said, we decided not to pursue Bijan. I think Saquon would ball out for us. Yeah, I think he would. I think he'd be a lot more healthy. No doubt. DJ says, if you're not real, then you're fake. Best advice given to me by my uncle. Your uncle's a good man. Your uncle's a great man. Jade says Saquon won't stay in New York. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they franchise tagged Saquon. Like, they worked out the money with Daniel Jones so that they can franchise Saquon, right? So Saquon never agreed to the tag. Like, He's not playing. So he doesn't want to play on that tag. Well, he said, hey, you could tag me, but I'm not playing on on that tag. I want a long-term deal. I mean, Saquon turned down $12 million a year from the Giants. He actually turned down $12 million. But the thing is, it's like, why are you being so greedy about it? Like, yeah, you proved yourself, I guess, this year. Like, is 1 year enough for a friend? Like, to be honest, guys, I'd rather franchise tag a running back. No teams want to give out long-term extensions to running backs anymore. You'd rather franchise them for a year instead of getting into cap hits for the next 3-4 years at $40 million for running backs. No, like I would, if I was to put if Bijan got drafted here and his contract was up, they didn't pick his fifth year option, whatever the case may be, and they want to just tag him, like, I don't know, or they pick up the option and they, I would rather tag him than sign him to a long-term deal. Just depending on obviously how good he is and, how the player is. It just depends on who it is. But so he probably wants a long-term deal. I mean, he wants a long-term extension. I mean, $12 million a year is fine, but like, what do you expect teams to give you though? But I can't be mad at him though either. Just a tip. Definitely. Trade that number 10 twice. Load up on future first and some mid-rounders. The only person we're trading up for is Will Anderson, and Domingo won't pass on Anderson at 2. Yeah, dude, I'm not. I wouldn't look if there was a team that wanted to give us a first-round pick for next year to have 2 first, 2 seconds in 24. I wouldn't mind it, but they would have to sprinkle in something for this year, like an extra second rounder or something. I don't know, and some mid-rounders. So I don't know. Will Anderson, the only player to, I think he's like the only player to move up, like realistically move up ridiculously for, yes, like more than 6-7 spots, probably. But anyone else, I'm fine with moving up. It's not going to cost you much to move up 2-3 spots in this draft. If the Eagles want to move up to 6 or to 7, I don't think it's going to be a big deal as everyone thinks it's going to be. We need blue chip players this year. We need it. I don't think you can wait till next year. I like having those 2 first-round picks every year. It's great to have. And who knows? They might get another one. You never know. Howie Roseman might like that. He might like that combination. So you never know what can happen. Gigi says, "How does a team get Saquon out of New York on a tag? They would have to pay him on the tag. It's screwed now because now he's going to play on a tag. Remember when the Bears tagged Alshon Jeffrey and then he got into that steroid crap that was going on or whatever it was? Remember that Alshon before we signed him in 2017? Remember we tried getting Alshon Jeffrey the year or two, but I think a year before. And he was tagged, and if we trade for him, you'd have to give up draft capital plus pay him on his tag with no promise from the player. You can't extend a player on a tag from a different team. I think if the Giants tag him, they're the only team that can extend him, if I'm right here, if I'm not wrong. If he gets tagged if Saquon gets tagged by the Giants, the Eagles trade for him, the Eagles would have to take over that tag. But the Eagles can't extend him on that tag. The Eagles would need promise from Saquon. The Eagles would need promise that he was going to re-sign with the Eagles. So you would have to let him become a free agent and then sign him. So that's the only shitty part, I think, about the tag. Saquon's like, he's in a bad, like the Giants could put the tag whether he wants it or not. If he doesn't want the tag, the Giants can still put the tag on him. It doesn't matter. He has no control over it. So what Saquon could do right now is he could sit out. He could sit out the offseason. He could just sit out, lay in the sun, and do absolutely nothing for that team. So now, since the tag is on him, it's kind of messed up. I think the whole thing's really messed up. You know what I mean? Ron says Saquon wants the most money out of this deal because he has to be the guy in New York. I totally agree. Offense is damn near nobody. He shouldn't ask that for a team like this because he doesn't have to be the guy. No, he doesn't. And I think you're 100% Ron. I think that's part of it. I think because like their offensive line is trash. They had no weapons last year, and they're giving Daniel Jones way too much credit. Like Daniel Jones played good for turning nothing into something last year. Daniel Jones gets paid $40 million, and you give him no receivers. Like, I'm not even shitting. I live in New York. I'm friends with so many Giant and Jet fans. Like, I'm friends with a lot of Giant and Jet fans. Like, you pay this man $40 fucking million, and you give him Sterling Shepard that hasn't even played, Campbell, like, okay. That tight end from the Raiders, that's an injury-prone mess. I mean, he's good, but who's your number one guy that teams in the NFC East or the league need to look out for with the Giants? Who's that threat for Daniel Jones? Who's that 1-2 combo from quarterback to receiver that you really have to watch out for? Like, that's the shit I don't get. Like, that's why I respect the Eagles so much. Like, the Eagles have built around Jalen Hurts way better than they built around Carson Wentz. Building around I mean, we won the Super Bowl because of depth. We won the Super Bowl because of a team effort, not because of one guy, two guys. We won because the whole team wanted to win. That's, and they didn't fall down. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, even when Miles Sanders still here, Kenneth Gainwell being that great. The offensive line has been fantastic. I mean, look what you're building around Hurts right now. Nothing compared. Daniel Jones gets paid $40 million, and he's got fucking nobody to throw to. He's got no one to throw to. Who are you afraid of on the Giants? They haven't fixed their offensive line. Their right tackle, left tackle sucks. Like, they're shit, and they want to go into the draft and get a receiver. They have a lot of interest in JSN from Ohio State. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, get your offensive line right. Seriously, get your offensive line right. Like, what is the problem with that fucking franchise? Like, the coaching is only going to go so far, and I think they have a really good coaching staff. I think their coaching staff is great, but it's just like. Where's the urgency to put weapons around your quarterback now? There's no urgency. You gave it a shot with Kenny Golladay, but like, come on. They had the cap to go go all in, trade for a receiver, but their offensive line is not great, So it's like teams like that piss me off. You pay a quarterback and do nothing. They look at last year and said, Sterling Shepard comes back. Campbell's okay. Like, what? So it's a joke, dude. Ron says Jordan Battle in the second. I wouldn't mind that. The blue chips are going to play at defensive tackle. The blue chips were going to play mostly defensive tackle, man. Defensive tackle, and if they want to draft a lineman to compete with Juergens, because Juergens is going to be our future center. If you want someone to compete with Juergens, that's a blue chip player right there at guard. I mean, that's two positions. And a blue chip player for defensive end, defensive tackle, and guard. Because if you draft a tackle, he's obviously not starting over Lane or Mulata, so that's just the truth. Fred says, yo, Joey, don't know if you answered this, but would you give up 10 for Devin White? No. He's not even worth that, dude. He's worth like a 4th-round pick for next year. He's worth really a 4th-round pick for next year. No joke. Like, he's not worth much. Everyone thinks he is. I think he's going to be a nice role player here, but that's as far as it goes. Jay says, no, we can get Bijan, but I think we have to move up. The invite link should be in the chat unless it's expired. Discord link's right there. Just click on it. Thank you, GG. Familiar says, how do you feel about Jalen contract rumor? 7 years, 49.5. Yeah, I heard the overall deal is 349 million, 7 years. It's great. That's good. The more years, the more money you can move around. This is going to be a cap-friendly deal. So Jalen is going to be like, hey, Howie's going to be like, look, every year we're going to be moving money around with your contract. We want to free up as much cap. And Jalen is going to be perfectly fine with that. It's going to be great, guys, to have a quarterback that doesn't want to strangle your front, to strangle this organization. It's going to be great. The Eagles can move money. They can move that Jalen Hurts contract every single year, whatever they want to do. Because adding more years, especially voided years, is going to help that too. So you can move money into those voided years if you're not, obviously depending on how long Jalen Hurts is going to play, just depending on the years and what happens to him over his career, there's a lot of different things they could do. You know what I mean? Parlay says, I think Carl will go to the Seahawks or Falcons before we get a chance. Yeah, I mean, they could. The Falcons might not even go after corner now, so they just got what's his face from Detroit. So the Falcons could still get a cornerback. I feel like Detroit might get a corner now. That they might have to now. Yeah, Jeff Okudah went to the Falcons, and the Falcons had a lot of interest in corners. I mean, Gonzalez or Witherspoon probably would have been gone at that point. Now, just because if the Seahawks bring in Carter doesn't mean they're going to draft him, but they signed Jermont Jones to a big contract. They signed him from Denver, big free agent defensive tackle. They signed him to a big deal. So are they double dipping at that position now in the draft? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I figured they paid Jermont Jones, and then it was like, okay, well, since they paid Jermont Jones, then I guess they're just not going to – they wouldn't go for a DT in the draft, but maybe they will. Could be smoke. Sometimes these pre-draft visits are smoke too. It helps them with smoke to make other teams believe that you have a lot of interest in somebody. So we'll see. Someone's going to slide down. Someone's sliding down. Jane says, pay Jalen, that's the market. He deserves it. Totally agree. I have no issue. I have no issue paying Jalen Hurts. And it's going to be a cap-friendly deal, so why would I care? Like, it's cap-friendly, it's fine. No issue at all. No problem. I got no issue with it. Joe said there are some good receivers in the draft. I love Jordan Hyatt. Jay says Tank Dell at 62 if he's there. Yeah, Tank Dell is just, dude. I don't know about Tank Dell. I think he's a burner. I think his routes are he's so smooth with his route running. The problem is his size. At 5'8", 100, what is he? 168, 170 something. I mean, not even that. 170 pounds, not even that. Like Tank Dell is. I think I would love to try him out as special teams. I mean, I don't think he's going to be drafted as high as everyone thinks he's going to be drafted. I could be wrong, but. He's got no lower body. He's got that's the only issue I have with him. Like it's going to remind me of another Donald Pumphrey, another Adrian Killins type guy that has that track star movement speed. But what I like, it's not just his vertical. It's not just Tank Dell's vertical. The guy runs crispy routes. I mean, smooth, crisp, like changes direction at an instant. I love Tank Dell, so. We'll see. Tommy says, if we don't walk away with the 2 first-round blue-chip players, Howie failed, not going to lie. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be fine, dude. Like, I think we're going to be fine. Like, look, like, my guy is Bijan Robinson. If they don't draft him, I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm not going to be like that because, like, I'm going to have the guy I want. And if they don't get him, they don't get him. It is what it is. As long as he doesn't go to the Cowboys, I'm perfectly fine, So give it time, man. I think we'll be fine. I'm not really worried about him making the wrong pick. I think the one that might piss me off just a little tiny bit The one that's going to piss me off a lot probably is going to be Van Ness. Van Ness is going to piss me off. Skoronski is going to probably piss me off. I mean, as much as I welcome a tackle at 10 or a guy that's going to be put into guard at 10, I'm still not. I wouldn't really be that happy. I wouldn't be too happy about it. I wouldn't be that happy about it. So that's where it goes with that. ADW says Stoughton creates blue chip long lineman. We're so good on that. Yeah, I have all the faith I have in Jeff Stoughton to turn like a third rounder, a fourth rounder. I could see it. You know what I mean? Like I could definitely see it. I think an offensive lineman. I'm just gonna guess completely that an offensive lineman is taken in the second round of this draft. I honestly do. I think somebody's gonna be there. They're gonna want to bring in. I just have that feeling. Gigi says there's an under the radar rush here from Boise State. Holden. Dummy. Holden McGroin. Yeah. GG. Probably says Lamar doesn't want Jalen getting more than him. Okay, so that's his problem. that's his problem. Joe said, I love him, GG. There's also over North Texas. I can't think of his name. We got Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. What's going on, dude? Tom said Seattle will take Carter, Tyree Wilson, assuming Anderson is off the board. Jay said Boise State, is that where Dixon hurt what? Dixon. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I just fell for it again. Iron Mizzle, what's going on, dude? He says, Joey, my guy, what up? 15 days is too long to wait. I'm ready for the draft today. I'm so pumped and ready to go. That's a Joseph Joey GG Meta. Sad franchise. Jaden Reed is another one that could play. I think he's more of a special teamer. They met with Jaden Reed, I think, at the combine. Was he Michigan State? I forgot what school he went to, but I know he plays receiver and he's a special teamer too. Not too bad. He might be undrafted. He might be undrafted this year. He might not even get drafted. So we'll see. Dad says, I guarantee you Bijan is the top of Jerry Palpatine Jones board. Yeah, probably. Probably. Missouri says, Skoronski's arms are too short. He's suited for guard. Don't need. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As a tackle, no, he'll be a guard. If they draft him at 10, they'll kick him in the guard. Dank says, no need to be mad not getting Smith, who's all about traits over production. Let's see here. Will Baker says, good tailbacks coming out of Syracuse. Stupidous. What? Stupidisol? Stupidisol? I don't know if that's a real player or that's a joke. I don't know. I can't fall for this anymore. Yeah, it's Thomas, imagine the Cardinals getting fleeced for their third overall pick, classic Gannon. Yeah, so it looks like the Raiders have interest to move up to third overall. The Titans the Titans haven't even given Malik Willis really a chance, I guess. Like what's with these teams that like they just don't give these quarterbacks time? Like I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe they don't. It's a new GM now, so maybe they don't, that's not the guy that they want. So AW says whoever Howie picks in the first round should be choose to keep both. They need the day one impact players. That is definitely true. Mag says, "What up, Joey? Just joining. Any news? Yeah, nothing really. It's been pretty quiet. Obviously, we had Devin White stuff. We going over the pre-draft visits. I will have a video. I have a video already made for tonight, so I'll have that out by tonight. I just gotta make a thumbnail. I haven't had a chance to make a thumbnail for it yet. But yeah, I'll have a video out today, probably a membership out tonight as well, most likely. So yeah. J.A. says Saquon not signed yeah, so Saquon's not signed the tag, yeah. Yeah, Van Ness would really piss me off. Van Ness would really piss me off at 10. Eagles brought in Van Ness on a pre-draft visit as well, so thanks to Bijan is top 5 talent. Eagles are a Super Bowl team with number 10. Take the talent, figure it out later. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to figure out, dude. The third best talent in this draft is Bijan Robinson. That's the truth. So, you know, Skoronski, like the offensive line 10, I don't mind, but I won't be happy. I really won't be that happy. So, that's the way that goes. Yeah, Devin White, I don't mind it, but I'm not giving anything crazy like a 4th round pick. The problem is his 5th year option, so they picked up his 5th year option for $11.7 million. I'm not paying that. They'd have to pay like $5-6 million of that money down before I even trade for him. If I'm trading for him, he's a 4th rounder. I mean, he's a 4th round pick. I'm trading like a 4th round pick in 24 for him. I'm not doing anything else but that. And I think he'd be a nice role player for us. I don't think his coverage isn't great. His coverage isn't fantastic. You know, but we'll see. We will see. But it's a long shot. That 5th year option kind of messes everything up too. Let's see. Burrow says we won't be happy if we don't get Carter or Robinson. No, it's not. It's not that. If they're off the board, like and Bijan's there and they pass on Bijan, I'm not gonna be mad about it. But they must have another plan. Even like you have to. I get it. Like if Bijan's the next best player available, you got to take him. But if they don't take him, there could be a really good talent there that they really want to get. So, you know, we'll see. Could be a trade back after if it could be a trade back if Carter and Anderson are gone, you know, and if they don't want Bijan. Thanks, that you can work him like a horse for 5 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What about Bijan's backup, Rashawn? I heard his name buzzing around. Yeah, so Rashawn is he's a bulldozer, man. Like I don't know. I think he could be a 3rd round pick this year for a team and would be a nice bruiser back for somebody. I mean, yeah, there could be interest. Could be interest there. We'll see. AEW says Keon White out of Georgia Tech, 6'5", 286 is going to be an absolute sleeper in the draft at the end of this one. Would love him in the Philly. Yeah, I think I just did I think I just did a maybe I didn't. I thought I did a video on him. But yeah, he's really good. I mean, his rush on the edge, his bend is really good. Hands are really good. A force to be reckoned with. The guy has the extension's really good. I mean, his pursuit in the backfield, really good, man. Really good. Keon White is definitely an interesting one. At 30, if they want to go that direction, if they really wanted. So we'll see. Where's my? I thought I had this. Wait. Where is it? I have it. Okay. Dad says they say it's not the Eagles' way to take a running back in the 1st round. We've won a Super Bowl in 90 years. We act like we have the recipe of winning Super. No, we don't right now. I mean, a big part of that game, a big part of that Super Bowl. Offensively, I thought they played really well, other than a couple mistakes they made. But Jalen Hurts, even the fumble, the scoop and score, the Isaac Samalo offsides on a QB sneak led to a scoop and score fumble. It's just crazy how things happen in games like that for easy touchdowns, you know? So, you know, I Miles Sanders played like shit that game. Like that really pissed me off. And they put way too much on Jalen Hurts in that Super Bowl. I don't blame them for doing it because that was like their best way to win. But you know, Quez Watkins was a complete failure in that Super Bowl. Quez really pissed me off. Like the guy was out consecutive weeks, and you put him in the game for one of the most important catches that went right through his hands. Really annoys me. Really annoys me till this day. Miles Sanders and fucking and Quez Watkins were absolute no-shows in this damn game. Like in that Super Bowl. Just no-shows in that Super Bowl. Joe says, I'm not big on Carter. Elliot Patowski, what's going on, man? He says, Robinson, Katsy, Antonio Johnson. Antonio Johnson's from Texas A&M, right? I think. I covered him a while ago. Eagles had him on I think they had a meeting with him at the combine too. I think they had interest. They had some pretty good interest in him as a mid-rounder, third-round pick to a late second, maybe early third-rounder. Joe says Dan Sue said he would give up the 10th pick for Devin White, and he's worth $20 million a year. No. What does everyone think? Devin White hasn't been spectacular. I think when it comes to like his run support and going after quarterbacks, like I think he's really good. But his coverage has been lacking. And I think he's fed up with Tampa Bay. They're rebuilding. He wants to go to a better team. He's 25 years old, but that fifth-year option is a problem right now at $11.7 million. It's a huge problem. So it's water, by the way. It's a little problem. Dad said then you could trade like him, like Chris McCaffrey, and still get high-end draft picks. It's a no-brainer. Let's see here. Rock says the defense Gannon lost us the Super Bowl. Yeah. Defense didn't show up the whole second half. And then special teams was a fucking joke too. So a joke from punter to coverage to everything was bad. Tommy says the only question mark I have is Carter's work ethic and drive after he gets paid to draft. Just take the sure thing. It's Bijan. Yeah, it's not that. I feel like the Eagles have done their homework about Jalen Carter, and having the Kobe Dean and Jordan Davis here would be huge. A support group for him, and I don't think I have a good gut feeling about Jordan about Jalen Carter. I really do. I don't. A lot went on. You know, guys make mistakes. It happens. People do stupid shit. We've all done it. You know, but when you're on the verge of making millions of dollars, and now the agent for Jalen Carter, Drew Rosenhaus, is like, "Yep, well, you're getting drafted top 10. You're not taking any pre-draft visits outside the top 10." And you're gonna get drafted in the first. You're gonna get drafted as a top 10 pick this year. Kind of like promising that a little bit. Chris said we definitely need to take an O-lineman in the third round, maybe the second, depending on who we take at 10. Yeah, I think so. But if you're drafting a guy in the second round, he's potentially going to be a starter. Like, because really after this, Kelsey only came back this year because of the Super Bowl loss. That's the only reason why. And because his offense is still intact, and Kelsey thinks that this team still has, another chance at a ring this year. That's the only reason why he came back. Simple as that. But second, third round, I think two of the first three picks are going to be offensive players. I do. I honestly think so. Yo, who that dude? What's going on, man? It says White entered college as tight end first, not defensive. Hell of the athletic. Derek said, would you guys consider drafting Ringo in the second round? Maybe put him at safety. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind cross-training him if that's what you want to do. Yo, Bobby, what's going on, dude? He says, I would love getting Bijan at 10. I just don't see how he's doing it. I think he goes DL O-line. Yeah, look, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I wouldn't be happy with offensive line at 10, but I'm not against it. But I still wouldn't. I wouldn't be going because when you draft an offensive lineman at 10, is it a guard? Is it a tackle? Because if it's a tackle, he's not getting any playing time. If it's a guard, he might might be in competition with Cam Jurgens. It's a possibility, but we'll see though. No, Devin White is not worth a first, a second, or a third. A fourth round pick all alone. That's all I'm looking for is like a fourth rounder. Tommy said the only question mark I have with Carter is his work ethic and drive after he gets paid to draft. Just take the. Oh yeah, I already read that. Chris, what's going on, bro? It says right now, realistically, if we get Bijan on this offense, we seriously could be in the Super Bowl at least 3 times in the next 5 years. We're selling off it. Yeah, I don't got to worry about the position ever again. You take a lot more pressure off Jalen Hurts, where you have to use him on so many design runs with Jalen Hurts. It's better for your whole running back room just for 1 year. Just he'll have a lot of tread after this year. You're not going to run him down this year. Put Boston Scott full time on kick returns. Have him move in with Gainwell, Rashad Penny, man, and let them go to work. Keep Rashad Penny healthy the whole year because you can get a good back out of him the whole year and tire out defenses with his size and his yak yards, what he could do in the second level with that top speed that he has. It's pretty amazing what they could do. So Joe says Howie likes to make splash picks going to do something that usually doesn't do. Yeah. Times are changing, bro. Fred says having a feeling we might have to jump Carroll and Seahawks at 5 to get Jalen Carr unless they get a QB to learn. Yeah, it really depends if this visit with Carter is going to be smoke or they really have interest. They have a lot more holes, so we'll see. We'll see. Scoot says, Joey, with Barkley not signing his tag makes Bijan pick more interesting. Do you remember when Kirk Cousins was on the tag, his value skyrocketed and robbed the Vikings? Well, yeah, I mean, Washington tagged him didn't they tag Kirk Cousins twice? They tagged him 2 times. He made 20 something. It was 22 to 25 million for the whole year, fully guaranteed. And obviously when he signed with the Vikings, yeah, he got a lot of friggin' money, man. Got a lot of money. Yeah, it looks like the new GM of the Titans is not a big fan of Malik Willis, so Malik is out. Wait, is he hurt? Scoop says Pollard, Barkley, and Jacobs will do the same. Yeah, I think they did. I think I remember that. Because every time you tag the player, it literally that price goes up a certain percentage each time. The percentage goes up each time you tag them. It probably went from 14 million to I know the last tag he was on with Washington, it was 20 something $million, fully guaranteed. Crazy. But Jade says these QBs in the draft aren't sure thing of first year starters. The teams we anticipate going QB may surprise. Yeah, it might fuck up this draft for that. It might actually help us in the end. I honestly think it might help us in the end. The more teams that jump into the top 10 to get QBs and try to get players, it might actually help us, to be honest. That player might drop. They're going to say, holy crap. Damn. You never know. It always goes the opposite direction. Get Devin White and go Sixers. So, yeah. We got 147 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. Like the stream if you guys haven't. Check out the pinned comment for the memberships. Join the Shake Squad Army. All the extra draft content is there. The lowest tier gives you all the content. I got the hiccups now. all the content. If you guys haven't, we'll have a video out today, a membership out by tomorrow, most likely. So we'll have some stuff out. We're not going to go too long today. We're going to stream tomorrow. We're going to start streaming like every day, probably. We might have a guest on the show. I don't know. I've had some ideas. I haven't had a guest on my channel in like a long time. We actually might do a night stream. We might actually do a stream, a nightly stream too. We haven't done one of those in a while. So we might actually do one late at night too. So definitely check that out. If you guys haven't pre-ordered the Philly Shakedown merch, go get it. These pre-orders should be sent out by next week, depending on when you order, but they are out right now. There's no deadline really, because the faster we get pre-orders, the faster that we will get these hats and shirts, t-shirts out. So definitely the Philly Shakedown pre-order stuff is, I can't wait. I should be getting my hat between today and Friday. Philly got his hat because he overnight shipped it, and I didn't care really too much. I was like, nah, I'll wait. I don't need to get it overnight or whatever. But yeah, we haven't live streamed at night in a while. I kind of like to free up my nights, because I hate doing content at night a lot of times. I like to get stuff done, and then like really all I have to do is upload a video later in the day, and then I'm done for the whole night, and I can just relax and do stuff. But I definitely will do a night stream this week. Tomorrow might be an early one. Tomorrow, so we'll see what happens in the coming days. But we'll be streaming tomorrow, probably same time tomorrow and stuff like that. So we'll go for another like 5 minutes, and then we'll head on out. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on my official Discord as well. So definitely check all those links out as well too. So yes, I know it's been kind of crazy. It's kind of a slow period right now. We're kind of like waiting. 2 more weeks left, a lot to talk about and more moves. So I got a video coming out today on some stuff, nothing crazy, but just a few things, just to put some content out there today. No, it's not Dan Cilio. Not Dan Cilio at all. So on top of everything else, it looks like Ewin that sent me this chair. They're sending me something else to review as well. They wanted to send me another product to review. I'm probably gonna be doing that in the next couple weeks. This whole setup, guys, the laptop, everything, like this whole setup is getting ripped out. I have a brand new computer that's being built. Obviously, this camera is going to be a lot better. This camera is going to work a lot better because my laptop is not strong enough. And we're going to have a brand new desk, brand new setup, brand new everything, brand new PC, brand new everything. The future of the channel is going to be a little different going forward. Not in a bad way, but not a bad way at all. It's going to be really good. So I'm ready to go. I'm only giving up a 4th round pick for Devin White. That's it for next year. Joe says, "Are you going to do stream before 3 tomorrow?" Just wondering. I don't want to get off. Yeah, probably. I'm not going to do anything too late. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe after 3. I did after 3 today. I might do after 3 tomorrow. I could. I probably most likely will do it later. I probably will do it after 3. So you could be lucky tomorrow. G says, "Do a live call with your subscriber." The problem I have with live callers is like there's a lot of trolls. There's a lot of people that could ruin streams by showing stuff on video. And that's the issue with doing those live call-ins. It's just an issue right now. I don't know if I could do it right now, but I've been wanting to do it. But the problem is like I don't really trust anybody. That's even if it's a subscribers only mode, like there's probably people that are very toxic that are subscribers. And I said, I don't want to do a video. I'd rather do like a Discord, an open Discord or something like that would be good. Like if you guys follow me on Discord, I could do I could bring people on from Discord. I got to figure out how to do like one-on-one calls or like maybe bring people in and like mute everybody else. I don't know. Without video and stuff like that. So we could probably do that. But as the channel gets bigger, it's really tough to just open it up for everybody. I've had issues with it in the past doing those live. Back in the day, I used to not really care and just do them, but I don't want the channel striked for some stupid crap that happens or something is shown on video, like, or something like that. So that's all I gotta say. Dag says, what's funny to me is when I say running back one, people laugh now. I'm talking about Bijan Gainwell and somehow the guy. It's not that I just don't think he's a featured back, really. Like, I think in a rotation he's good. And even if Bijan is here, I think he'll have the less of the snaps, even going into next year if he's here. I don't think anyone should be laughing at you saying Gainwell's the number one. Like, it's just an opinion. Like, I think he's good. I just don't think he's that much of a caliber running back, like, in that sense. I think the Eagles really do like him. I just don't think they think of him as some premier guy. They can have him all by himself getting a lot of reps. I just don't see it, but there's nothing wrong with thinking that, Ron says Joey drafted Bijan 10, moving on for Kansas and drafting battle in the second. Unrealistic. It's not unrealistic. It's nice. I mean, the only thing I have an issue with is I don't think they draft battle in the second round. I think they're getting an offensive lineman in the second round. I honestly do. I rather not. I'd rather go in the third, but because I still think there's going to be some guys available. But Joe says, I understand that, Joe. Yeah, it's just that's the only issue I really have with the open. Discord is great because you could just voice chat with everybody, and like it's actually pretty cool. So we'll see. We will see. So it looks like the Eagles are among. Oh, this is a good one. The Eagles are among several teams that have met with Michigan DT Mazzie Smith. That's a good one right there. That's a real good one. Oh, Eagles have a lot of interest in defensive linemen this year. I mean, it's a no-brainer, obviously. So, yeah, 10. I think 10 is a great spot. 10 is a nice spot because you're right on the line of like looking inside the top 10 right there. And I feel like if somebody drops, I feel like the Eagles are going to get somebody that drops instantly. It's going to be nice. It's a really good spot for us. I really do. But yeah, but other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's quiet. The Eagles are doing their thing, and Howie's cooking up something nice. You never know what could happen, but we'll see, man. We'll find out. We know who my guy is in this draft, but I think we'll be happy with regardless of what we get. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna be good to go. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream before you leave. Check out the pinned comment for memberships. All the draft content is there. Make sure to pre-order your Philly Shakedown merch in the description below and in the live chat. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Discord. We have over 300 members on Discord, which is great. And yeah, we're getting ready. We're getting prepared. And we'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll have a video out by tonight. Membership by tomorrow. And yeah, we'll be ready to go. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for joining me today on a weekday and obviously middle of the day. If you guys are working and busy or whatever is going on. Yeah, enjoy it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.